Good morning, everyone. I'm just getting everything set up here properly so we can get started with our Sunday party. Yes, no, or maybe so. I have come to have so much fun on these days, you guys. And just want to thank you, first of all, for all the love and support over this last few months as things have been changing. And ever since I moved, it's almost a year since I moved into my new apartment and got myself established in a brand new community. And so we're going to ask our guardian angels today for our answers. Yes, no, or maybe so. And what I know for sure is that we do have this wonderful gift called intuition that's always here for us at any time if we can just figure out how to hear from it. If you go against your intuition, it doesn't work out. Well, I take that back. It does work out because at the end of the day, everything always works out one way or the other. But we will save ourselves a lot of grief, won't we? If we could just understand and hear from our inner guidance and be able to respect our own needs and our own wants. Because you know how Abraham, you all know that I love Abraham Hicks. And Abraham says you can have whatever you want. You can manifest whatever you want. And sometimes that has actually frustrated me because I think, well, that's not been true for me. I remember one time, for example, I wanted to manifest tickets to a Maroon 5 concert. I would love that. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it for an experiment. So I spent a couple of months visualizing myself there and enjoying the music. And you know what? That concert came and went, and I did not get a ticket. And I remember that I wasn't terribly disappointed because actually it wasn't that high stakes of an item, right? I mean, what if I didn't get the ticket to Maroon 5? Would that bother me? No, because the fact is, it just came and went. The concert came and went. I didn't get to go. But so I have to think, though, if Abraham says that we can manifest anything we want, then what if what you want doesn't come? And then I started thinking about it. There's a difference between what you truly want, like in your heart of hearts, you so desire to have something, right? And then you do the affirmations and you do all the tools to manifest. And what if it doesn't come? And so what that started to teach me is that sometimes what we think we want is not actually what we want. Like a part of us thinks we want, like I thought I wanted to go see Maroon 5, but the fact is maybe my deepest desire was not, because I don't really care that much. So I think that that's our challenge, is to, if we're waiting long or something doesn't show up, to be able to ask ourselves, why do we want that? Why do we want that? So you can figure out what your true desires are. So the heart of today, we're going to be asking our usual yes, no, or maybe so. We want to get some answers for you. And I want to be able to make it about manifesting, of course, because that's what we love to do. So you do, in order to play along today, you need to ask me a yes, no question. So if you've been wanting to manifest a specific thing, you want to be able to gear a question around that. And also, I had a contest last week, and we had a winner, one winner out of all y'all, only one winner last week. And it was, hi, Keeping My Faith, welcome. Hi, Shahan, I saw you come in. I'm sorry, I was just giving my words of encouragement as we get started. And last week, we had one winner. Congratulations to Sandra, because she got a free reading, you guys. And I give a free reading. Well, actually, I might give 5 free readings. It just depends on who's paying attention, because something on my table here is different from last week. And all you need to do is send me an email And I was going to write it down and I didn't. Tarot info, please, at gmail.com, and you will find that in the description below. All you need to do is tell me what is new on my table this week, and you will get a mini reading. All you need to do to enter it is drop me that email. Okay, now on with the show. So we're going to pick, hey, love, miraculous, glad to see you here. I'm going to draw a card for the collective right now, just kind of an overall theme. What I have found over the last several weeks is that, oops, I've been trimming my dog's fur and I got a little piece on my finger there, that we all tend to resonate or harmonize with these cards. So even though I might not personally be looking for the same thing you are, the reality is that we have this vibration in us as humans where we tend to pull together at the right moment. And so this moment today is about the theme of this morning. Ah, what a wonderful card for us, guys. This makes me happy. The Two of Water. I think that this is really a, oh my, how can I, all right, hang on, let me feel into this. I feel like today, good morning, Sandra, welcome. There's our winner from last week, Sandra, congratulations. At any rate, you guys, many people that come to my readings are looking for partnership. And this is a big category. It could be a soulmate, of course. It could be a new job, some kind of a new position where you're going to have a new boss or people that you work with. But it does show, excuse me a second, I just need to adjust this a little bit so that I can, there we go. I'm gonna be able to hold this in the place where you can see it best. Okay. So there's something about what's coming forward that involves partnerships. And what I really like about this card is, yes, of course, there's a promise there, right? But notice how they're standing separate and together. See how they're standing with their bodies apart from one another, but their heads, their foreheads are touching. So this shows me the importance of moving slow, moving slow. Get to know the people that you're aligning with. It's more important than ever. Your intuition is right there waiting to give you the guidance that you're needing to know what to do. Okay, so whatever new connection comes in this week, you know, we meet weekly here. So whatever's coming in before next week does look like a great opportunity. But the thing you're wanting to do is to move slow so you can really see what it is and measure within your own heart. How does it feel? Is it really a yes for you? Okay, so we'll put this over here, reminding you that there is a contest today to win a free reading. All you need to do is send me an email and let me know what's new on my table today. And if you're right, I will give you a reading. All the details of my email address are in the description box. Okay, so questions. Who has a question? What do you want to ask? Yes, no, or maybe so. So we are going to ask the cards, what is your immediate need? Now, this is a time to test your intuition, okay? What happens is as you are intuitively trying to make a choice about something in your life, almost every one of us has a choice that's coming up this week. Should I go here? Should I go there? Should I say yes? Should I say no? Your intuition is already speaking to you. You kind of know what you want and you kind of know what you want to avoid. So this is your opportunity. So Jahan, career and love path. Okay, that's very vague. Okay, that's such a huge question that you can't really see all that happen in a week. Can you, Jahan? Right? So how can we change Jahan's desire? All right, so we have to first pick a category, either career or love. That's the first thing. That will help narrow it down. And then what kind of action step is it appropriate to take an action step towards your career this week, right? That's a very specific question that would help you with one or the other. And I feel like when it comes right down to it, if you need both love and money, then that's a hard choice, isn't it? But remember, this is just this week. What is it this week that will bring you the most connection with your intuition? So, Jahan, I'm going to just, let's see, hold on. So you let me know, what kind of focus do you have, Jahan, for this week? Okay, and keeping the faith. Also, there's not a question there. There's just the statement, and that again, we need to shift it around because we need to ask a yes/no question. So it could even be something as simple as this: will there be something happening this week that is important for me when it comes to my love life? Is there an action I can take to improve my chances to meet someone? Should I go to the market on Wednesday? I'm not kidding. Maybe it could be somebody that's there. But that's how we really want to use the cards, okay? So here I have a question right now that's coming from a different source, because I have a client who has asked me a question. I can just give it to you for an example. So this client is considering taking a trip. But in order to take the trip, they have to leave their dogs behind, and it's quite an expense. So that person asked me, do you think it's okay to take the trip right now? That's perfect. So let's draw a card for an example. Is it okay for me to take a trip and put my dogs into boarding right now? So let me grab a card. And it's the Ace of Water. So I would read this card as an absolute yes, that you're being guided to trust that whoever's going to be caring for oh, that's okay, keeping my faith. I'm here for a while. But we, again, asking for specific questions. So this is for my friend who is just can't decide. Is it okay to take a trip, or do I need to stay home with my pets? And so this card for me is an example of knowing that your guardian angel is right behind you and giving you all the wisdom you need. Our pets depend on us. They love us and we love them. But many times a trip to see family or to take a vacation wakes up the child in you, and you get to go off and have fun, and you deserve it. Your pets depend on you, but isn't it true that they're a little codependent? Isn't it true that when you come home, they're all over you and you don't even have a chance to breathe? You need breath. So I would say this is a hell yes. Take that vacation. Trust your dogs in the hands of the people that you're leaving them with, and have fun. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Yes or no questions. You guys can do this. Back to Jahan. Jahan, let's take career for you. I know people's phones and devices mess up, so I'm going to go ahead and go forward with it just to allow for the cards to flow. So Jahan, when it comes, I'm going to go with love, because I'm just sensing that your love life is the most important for you right now, that a part of you really wants to find love. Okay, so let's put a question. Is there a specific, is there something that will happen this week that will give you a clue, a step, something that you can do this week to improve your chances to find love? Okay, Jahan? So let's see. Is there an action step that you can take this week when it comes to your love life? Yes, no, or maybe so. Hey, Shaq. Welcome. Welcome. Good to see you again. Okay, so is this a step? Oh my goodness, Jahan, look at this gorgeous card, alrighty? So when we look at this card, hey, Apple, Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. Okay, so Shahan, look at this queen. Look at this queen. I was just looking at the Queen of Swords this morning, actually, before this reading. No kidding. And this is kind of, I call her kind of the off with your head kind of a queenly power. This woman knows what she wants. She is brilliant. She is brilliant. And this is the reflection of the part of you who has gotten to a place of knowing what it is that you're wanting when it comes to love. So it does look this week that you can expect some kind of fruit, all right? The queen stands ready, all right? So if you want to claim this energy, please, you, anybody, all of you can, write down in the comments, I stand ready, okay? That's your affirmation for this week. I stand ready. Put it in the comments, claim it. Jahan, this is your answer. I stand ready. So what this means is if you get any social invitations this week, if you feel an inner nudge, I can't tell you how much I have learned in the last 2 months about hunches. Thank you, Sandra. Attaway, I stand ready. But hunches. So those of you who are not English speakers, can you look up the word hunch? Hunch. I would love to know how that translates for y'all, okay? Now, hunch to me, is a deep idea. It's not just a mental idea. A hunch kind of comes up from inside, and all of a sudden, you're kind of convicted, and it's you're impelled to take a step. That's what I feel like a hunch is. So, Jahan, if you get a deep inclination to go to a new restaurant, to do anything outside your routine, step up and do it, okay? I stand ready. That's our affirmation. Got it. Okay, good deal. And now I think Apple, wait, Apple, Apple comes so regularly. I love you, Apple. Thank you for coming. And also, if anybody that's new here, I do offer Atta Girl Miraculous. I do offer every week that you can win a free reading by simply sending me an email and letting me know what is new on my table this week. And I am delighted to reward your observation skills with a reading. Okay, so Attaway, oh, good, Jahan, I'm glad. So, Apple, very simple. No, Apple, I will thank you for asking such a simple question, because this is what Sundays are all about. It's like yes, no, or maybe so. And I think last week Apple got a maybe, and it was like not quite what they were looking for, right? But that's what this is for. I do private readings. I make a private recording for you, just like what you're watching now. But I lay the cards for you, 9 cards, 10 cards, however many it turns out, and you know you're going to get lots more information. But on the tarot party, it's yes, no, or maybe so, and it gives you practice in asking specific questions. So Apple has asked a specific question. Am I going to meet a significant other before the end of the year? Love that. So let's take a peek. Now I can see a card that's standing up. It's like standing up and saying, pick me. So Apple, this is your card. Okay, and this is, will Apple be meeting a love interest before the end of the year? Aha, and we have my fabulous Queen of Earth. Oh, okay, yes, keeping, sorry. Absolutely. Thank you for being understanding. I'll just peek back and see what your question is. So let's see here. So we have the Queen of Earth. So look at her. Look at her. She's just standing there going, girl. I mean, right? Girl. Hey, Sparkle, welcome. This card says, hell no. I love this card because this is a card that tells you and anybody who's looking, you don't need nobody. Pardon my English. You don't need nobody. Right now, see the little crown in the center of her chest? and see how the glow is just starting to go forward in her body. Imagine if her entire body was filled with that glow. There's work to do, Apple. It's the energy work, okay? Energy work is what you're needing. You need more confidence. Right now, your confidence is just this tiny little crown. I mean, you're a queen, you know what you are, but nobody else can see it. It's not glowing in a large enough scale to attract your perfect partner. Now, can you attract people? Of course, we know that you can, but up until now, it's not been satisfactory. So I would say this is, as you know, any condition can be changed. This is the energy of today. Next week, it could be a completely different energy, but it's the energy work. Here on the community tab, right over there, if you look at the navigation, go to the community and click there. I put all the resources that I love, all of the meditations, all of the teachers, because you need to be taught how to do the energy work to make yourself feel more confident. That's all it takes, okay? And also on Facebook, I have a group called The Manifesting Game. So come over there and find me. That's where I chat with people. That's where we teach this stuff, all right? So don't be disappointed. If you get a no, all that means is that some self-inquiry. Why did that turn out no? Why? I wonder why. And your imagination will fill in the gaps for you. Of course, if you want more information, you know where I am. My contact information is in the description box. Okay, so keeping. I'm so sorry. I have to pay attention here. I get kind of lost in the cards. So keeping my faith, I want. Will the person I want contact me? Thank you, keeping. Love that. Perfect. So we're kind of doing within the next week. I'm kind of assuming because remember, as we do the tarot party every Sunday, we want to kind of pin the universe down. We want to be able to really get clarity for the week ahead. So will the person that, this is a great question. Okay, well, the person that keeping wants to hear from this week is the person in that space to reach out. Let's see. Interesting that I'm seeing a card that's hiding keeping. So I'm just feeling this card here. So it's interesting that the card was hiding. So right away, before I even look at the card, I feel like there's some sort of hidden, there's something that you don't see. Okay, there's something that you don't see, something hidden. Okay. Oh, wow, King of Earth. You know, you guys, every card so far has been a court card, and these are all people cards, right? So it's very interesting how this Guardian Angel deck is feeding our spirits today. So this King of Earth, I would say this is a yes. This is a spirit that is very mature, and when it was hidden, I think that there's something around this situation that you're not seeing. I think that your desire to be hopeful is admirable, but remember, were you here keeping when we had our first card? I don't know if you were here, but the theme of the reading today is go slow. Okay, that was our theme, that yes, we're going to be meeting people, they're going to change our life this week, potentially either career, could be somebody coming back from like a family member that you've been broken with, that sort of thing. So there's stuff happening this week in the energies, but it's about moving slow. So I feel like this is for you too, that there is something hidden here that you're not aware of. But this energy does show me that there's a good connective energy here. There's some degree of generosity that's flowing back and forth between the two of you. So what to do if it's a yes? Are you familiar with the work of Michael Singer? Michael Singer is changing my life because he's teaching about letting it go. And one of the things when you're manifesting is clinging, clinging to now you got a yes. Oh gosh, so thank you for keeping. You definitely want to Google Michael Singer. YouTube search. He wrote a book called The Surrendered Light, or the Surrender Experience Experiment, and also The Untethered Soul. Yes, Shaq, thank you. I will get to you, my darling. But what he teaches, he's a linear thinker. He's like an engineer mind, and how he talks about the skill of letting something go has changed my life. So I would definitely recommend that. What I do to overcome an obsession, because I have a feeling you might be a little obsessed, my friend Keeping, is practice detaching from the desire to hear from the person this week. You do not want to live the whole week watching the damn phone, okay? So what you do is you take a bracelet or a rubber band and put it on your wrist. And then every time you think of the person, you switch wrists, and then you say, I give this to you, inner being. Okay, sorry, I feel my words getting all tangled up in my mouth. Abraham Hicks teaches us that we are blended beings, that we have our personality, but we also have the divine source that we're connected to. They call it the inner being, and so do I. I love that. So my inner being is like my bank account, like my banker, the president of the energy bank, right? And so when I get worried or upset, I catch myself and I will say, no, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to give it to the manager, give it to my inner being. And every time, if you switch wrists and then claim that, say, I let it go, my inner being can take care of this better than me. You can train yourself to not obsess. And when you let go of the desire to have this person call, that you open the door for opportunity. All right. And so that's my advice to you, Keeping. Be sure to, if that's all you do, is just release for the whole week, and then come back next week and let me know what happened, okay? Now, let's see, was there anything else? I don't think so. Okay, so I want to make sure, I'm going to try my best to keep things in order. If I forget you and don't get to your question, just ask me again, okay? Because I really want to be able to get as many as I can here. Thank you for being here. I'm Catherine. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot, where I really love to be with people who feel a little socially awkward, a little shy. That's me. And so, of course, I love all my little fishies out of water. Okay, going down here, Sparkle. Will I be next? Yes, Keeping. Okay, and Sparkle, if you, oh no, come back. If you have a question. Sandra says, will I have a good week at work? Excellent. And then any other questions? Shaq wants to know, will you start to feel better this week? Oh, okay, beautiful. Oh, you're welcome, Keeping. You guys, okay, all right. Let me go to ask your question, love, please. And then I'm going to go with Sandra. Is she going to have a good work week this week? Okay, so Sandra, is the week going to be positive? Let's take a peek. I just liked and subscribed. Oh, wonderful, Keeping. Thank you. When next time you're on Facebook, be sure to check out the manifesting game, okay? Come join me over there. We have a lot of fun. Okay, so Sandra, I love this one because there's a sense of relief. There, for this week, there's definitely the sense that the worst is over. Okay, so perhaps there's, Shaq, you're next after this. And love, I didn't catch your question. So Shaq, I'm doing you next. But it just shows steadfastness, Sandra, that you on this path in your job, and it may not, and you can see, I can see over here, this big city over here. So it's like almost that the work you're doing right now, is something that you're doing on your way. And so you're on your way to something. So I feel like this job itself may not be exactly what you'll be doing forever. There may be some moving on energy in it, but it does show that this week will definitely be brighter and more positive than last week. And to trust the wind. Like, I love that how when in a sailboat, you don't have to make the wind. The wind comes and you just direct it. So Sandra, I think it's going to be a more positive week. I think that the big key to keeping it positive is gratitude. And I want to tell a quick story here. I was at a place of employment once, and the people were just difficult. I'm so sorry to say that. I mean, I'm a genuinely positive person, but isn't it true that even on a positive day, some people can get on your last nerve? So yes, thank you very much, Doris. I will get to you for sure. And so one time, this lady I worked with was just snarky, right? Snarky with a capital S. She was snarky to everybody. But if a customer would come in, she'd be like mischeerful, and it would bother me so much. And I did not like her because I thought she was being two-faced, right? You know, where I'm just admitting the truth. Well, I got this message about being positive and grateful about everybody at work. And I thought, oh no, I can't be positive about that woman. But you know what? She had a great manicure. Her nails were gorgeous. So every day when I went to work, I would just remind myself, thank you, frickin' tweet, I will get to you. But I always, everything changed at work. You know, I mean, we make such a big deal about nothing all the time, Sandra. The reality is, the more I started admire, I didn't tell her that I liked her nails. I just told myself so I could start to be positive. Oh, excellent. Good, good, good. Blessings. But whatever happens, Sandra, whatever happens, find the most positive aspect about it and dwell on it. Okay? So, Shaq, we're going to be asking, I know I'm going to go back and check the list. Those of you who are here, thank you for your patience. I love you. Let's take a look at Shaq. Shaq is asking I think she, sorry for pronoun mistakes, but wondering if they'll be feeling better this week. And this card is calling my name. Yes. This is the best card in the deck for what you're looking for. I mean, if the star would have come up, that would have been the healing card. But the sun card, absolutely. It just shows that everything is on the right track. You have been, I thought so, Shaq, but you've been through a lot. And you know what, though, is really cool is that you've had a crop. See this crop of sunflowers? You've had a crop of insight, and there's been new thinking. There's been a lot of change. Interesting. But there's been a lot of change going on. So yeah, I feel like in this time when you haven't been feeling well, there's like your guardian angel is right here, guiding you to see what you need to see. Okay. But generally, this is an excellent card. So it's leading to your relief and your satisfaction. And by the way, I want to mention this week too with Abraham. If you don't watch Abraham Hicks, then this won't make sense to you. And if you don't, I don't know why not. You should find them on YouTube. But Abraham talks about two emotions that you can always manifest. So if you're doing manifesting work, energy work, you want to start using these two words because they say that these words have a vibration or a frequency that is just delicious and irresistible. And those two words are satisfied and relieved. Okay, so after this reading, for example, Shaq could say, I feel so relieved to get that reading. I feel so satisfied with the card. And start using those two words throughout your week. Because isn't it true that if your biggest dream came true right now, that you met your next lover, or you got the next job, or your new house came through, wouldn't you feel relieved and satisfied, right? And so in your language, your native language, I want to hear that. I am satisfied. Write it down. Write in the comments. I am satisfied. That is a great affirmation. You could walk around all day and say that and change your life. I am satisfied. So please join me. Add that affirmation to the comments. And if you're not a native English speaker, put it in your language. I would be honored to see it. I am satisfied, okay? Or I am relieved. Every time you take a drink of water, I am relieved. I am satisfied, okay? Excellent. And let's see here. I have to go back and peek and see what questions. I think love reading for me. Okay, so but I don't know what that means. So again, when we're playing the game, I'm just going back. Yes, no, maybe so. Then we want to keep the questions into yes, no format. And I'm just going back to see if love, I'm just checking to see love, 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 hello, love. Okay, so when it comes to your love life, what is it you want to know? Okay, yes, no, maybe so. Will such and such happen this week? And then I see Doris has asked if Sergio will try to work things out. Should I pursue the career I've been considering? These are great questions, guys. Great questions. Hang on. Let's see here. Okay, so love, can you ask me a specific question that will help me? And and meanwhile, I believe it's Doris. Hi, Doris. Welcome. I don't remember seeing you here before. Are you a first-time watcher today? I really appreciate y'all being here, taking time out of your busy lives to be with me at my tarot party. So for Doris, Doris is wondering if Sergio is going to be taking steps to do some reconnecting. Okay. Doris and Sergio, what does she, yes, no, maybe so. Okay, we have this beautiful, beautiful Hermit card. Take a breath and just look at this, Doris. So, excellent. I'm relieved. Yeah, I would say that this situation right now is pause, right? There's a pause. And the Hermit card is a time of going inside and really looking deeply within your own self, Doris. What do you truly want in this situation? A lot of times, what we think we want is not what we want. And sometimes that makes you make excuses for a person. It causes you to not have good boundaries with a person. It causes you to overlook things that could be hurting you. Okay? So because the thing is happening here with the Sal, with your situation that's got you even asking that question, I believe the best thing for you to do this week, we do this every Sunday, right? So the best thing for you this week is to put a maybe answer on this, okay? Because the reality is that with just one card, there's more here that we cannot uncover. But it is the tip of the iceberg. The fact that spending some time figuring out what you want will be the best way to use this week, okay? So we're gonna hold it as a maybe for you. And then what I would do is take a piece of paper, draw a line right down the center of it. On the left column, write down everything that you want in a partner, okay? Just doesn't matter about the current person. Just write down, I want a person who will do this and who will do that. I want to go here. I want to go there. I want to be treated like this. Okay. In my ideal relationship, I am treated like this, and write a list. And then on the far side of the paper, you have another column. And then I want you to write down all of the positive traits of your current person and just compare the lists. Just do it yourself. It's like doing a bank account where you're just gonna write down all of what you want in a person. And then on the other side, is it there or not? Okay, it's a great first step for you. And perhaps that person will reach out to you. But the reality is you have to be sure what you want before you go connecting to anyone else, okay? And like I said earlier, so much wisdom. I mean, a little tip, a little bit of love from your guardian angel on these cards. But the reality is it's a reading for the collective, and many people might be resonating with what you're going through, Doris. And I just want to thank you for that, because anyone who's listening right now, who's unsure about whether they should be with a person or not, it's always your intuition. I can't tell you. All I can help you do is to connect to your intuition and hear more deeply. But you know in your gut if this person's good for you or not. And that's the inner truth that we're trying to plug you into here when it comes, okay? So any of you who are new here, every week I give away free readings. All you have to do is look at my table, and then you have to go to last week's reading and look at the table and see what's different, and send me an email, and that information's in the contact box. And I'll be happy to do a mini reading for you, and I explain all of that in the email. So let's go back. I think I want to go back here and see. Okay, and we'll go back. And love, I'm just still waiting for a specific question, darling. And then Frige Twist, Frige, I'm so sorry to mispronounce names. Should I pursue the career I have been considering? Oh, that sounds exciting, Frige. I'm wondering what it is that's drawn you into that career and where you are. Does this person who's in my mind love me? Perfect, love. I will get that right next, okay? So, let's see. So Frige, I love saying that. I don't know if that's how you say it. But let's pop a card here and see about that career. Here's our card. Actually want to continually. Oh, okay. Doris, I think that card was just right for you. I really do. It's such a peaceful card. And I also love it, because I kind of picked up on this hoodie, that Angel's wearing a hoodie. And I was going to say something and I didn't, but I will, because I just feel like that just is just shelter, just shelter. And so put time into staying quiet this week, and just don't let a lot of garbage come into your ears, whatever that means for you, Doris, okay? All right, so now we're with Frige, and I don't know if that's how you say your name, but okay, okay. So we have this awareness card, and this is the Hanged Man in the tarot deck. And notice the hourglass laying on its side. And again, this is a pause. So I feel like you are in between, like you may feel like you're the rope in a tug of war, trying to decide what's best. And in a way, I feel like the world would turn upside down if you took steps toward this new career. And so I think it's super smart of you to think about all of the angles. So I would say, for an affirmation here, I would say, I am willing to wait if I need to. I am willing to wait if I need to. I am willing to wait until I'm sure. Either one of those are wonderful. In fact, the easiest way is like, I am willing. I am willing is such a powerful phrase to say, okay? So I am willing to stretch and grow. I am willing to take a dive. It does look like part of you is very willing to jump right in, but there's another part of you that's holding back, and that's your intuition. So I feel like this card is saying maybe. I feel like this is a maybe card for you, and to me, it completely suggests research. Okay, research. Look into this. If it's you may want to use Google and say, what's the downside of this profession? No kidding. Or you could even say, you could Google, how much money does this profession provide in 1 year, right? So I would definitely get more information before you do anything. Does that make sense? And it's a beautiful card, and it shows that the angels are supporting you, but it also seems like you're at a place where you need to make a careful decision. So research, measure, and decide. Okay, but I would say it's just a maybe. Okay, love. So love has somebody on their mind. I think her. Somebody on her mind and wonders if there is a future there, which is fantastic. Okay, so is there a future? Okay, hold on. Is there a future with the person that she's holding in her mind right now? Okay, that feels like a very fair yes or no. So let's see here. I believe this is our card. And we have the Three of Earth. Okay. Okay, so it definitely is a yes energy. I mean, oh, you're welcome, Frigé. This is a yes energy, love. Okay, and as I look at it, though, there's a single figure, so it's not a couple. So I feel like the angels are saying yes, this person is destined, or the person. It's important that they're in your life right now. Does that mean that you're going to marry them or somehow connect with them deeply? We don't know. This is a very early developing energy. The earth suit goes all the way up to the king, and we're only at a 3. So it's just like the first step. There is interest there. And then notice that she's skilled. She's working on this beautiful stained glass window here, see? And she's skilled. So she's busy going about her business, right? She's working, she's doing what she knows to do, and she is not thinking about that person because that's not for her to do. Now, so the message I think for you is yes, this person has some importance in your life, even if the purpose is simply for them to, for you to get more focused on what it is you're wanting. Okay, so I would say from a manifesting perspective, the best thing for you to do is similar to what I just told Frigé in the last reading, and that is to write a list of what it is you're wanting. Now, some people have written lists and they just write them and then add them to their manifesting tools. But we change all the time, and what you want today may not be at all what you wanted last year at this time. So, love, before you invest too much of your time in this new person, let's get some skill, okay? What are you best at when it comes to relationships? What do you need work on? There's a book by the name of, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey wrote a book about act like a woman and think like a man. Okay, act like a woman and think like a man. I think that's the name of it. He's wonderful. He teaches women the way it is, no lie. He talks about the fact that a man has to show you 3 P's before you let him in. 3 P's, okay? He must proclaim you, right? Tell everyone, this is my woman, proud of you. He proclaims you. He protects you, and he provides for you. Got it? He protects you. So this eliminates all the men that are mean to you, because how protective is it for someone to be snarky with you? And then provides for you, not just financially, but in energy, lifts you up, creates confidence, helps you feel supported, okay? So I suggest you get a hold of that book, and preferably if it's in your language, that would be best. But Steve Harvey, Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man, I think that's what it's called. But his book will really help you get yourself ready, because if you want to attract a man who's going to proclaim, provide, and protect you, you have to get those skills within yourself, and that comes from energy work, okay? Love that reading for you, and all of us, really. If you're wanting to have better friendships, better relationships, if you're wanting to manifest more, then you becoming more attractive, turning up your charisma, turning up your personal confidence, that's what attracts the people that will be at the right place at the right time. Okay, let's see. Let me go back and see if I'm caught up. Does the person in your mind love you? Okay. And Cells, do you have a question? Anybody else have a question that's here? I don't want to miss anybody. Okay. All right, I'm going to grab a question from outside of this stream that somebody has asked me, and I would say, let's see. Let me look through here. Oh, here we have one. One of my clients is looking for, let me see, let me just put the question into words. Oh, this is a perfect one. Okay, this client wants to have a closer relationship with her inner being. She feels doubtful when she stops and tries to meditate, or when she tries to do anything that's spiritual. She just feels doubt, like she's making it up. So she asked me. She said, "Can my inner being give me a sign? Can my inner being, is it possible my inner being can give me a sign so I know that it's real?" So thank you for asking that question. I'm going to use that right now to draw our meeting to a close. Is it possible? Is my divine inner being going to give me a sign this week? Perfect question. Let's see. Oh, look at this. The Two of Air, indecision, avoidance, and confusion. Okay, so I really feel your energy, darling. I know that you have been really, I'm going to use the word tortured, because you like to do things the right way, don't you? You're welcome, love. Yeah, do look for that book. But darling, I know that you like to do things perfectly, and you want the perfect relationship with your inner being. I don't blame you. You don't want to make any mistakes. Mistakes have been killer in the past, right? But the reality is that you and you alone can take the step to getting that sign from your inner being. So this is a hell yes. Your inner being is waiting for you to make your choice. Your inner being cannot push you from behind and push you to take one of these paths. What your inner being can tell you is it doesn't matter which path you take. And that's the truth. But standing still is going to get you nowhere. So, darling, if you're this answer, is my inner being going to give me a sign this week? Definitely. First of all, this is the first day of the week and you're getting a reading. So that could be a sign, but I know you, and I know you, anything that could be a coincidence, you don't like to recognize as your inner being reaching out. So whatever choice is facing you right now, consciously move forward. Okay, do not say yes, no, yes, no. Pick a path and walk on it. You will get a sign this week for sure. Okay, and it might be scary to step out. It might feel uncomfortable because you're like, I'd rather feel secure. So let's think of a couple of affirmations we can close with. Okay, even though I'm not sure what steps to take, the reality is even though I'm not sure which path to take, the reality is I can choose one of them. Even though I hate when I make mistakes, the reality is I've gotten over every mistake I've made. Even though I really want to hear from my inner being, I have to realize that action will help me experience that. Okay? So I am so tickled pink for you, darling. I know that your desire to hear from your inner being is growing like a fire in your chest. It's going to melt some of this ice and snow that's been true of your life, some of this cold, shivery energy. Your inner being has the warmth you're looking for. Okay. Anybody else before I check out? I got a couple minutes here. If you have a yes, no question, go ahead and ask. And remember, as we go forward this week, that Michael Singer, as I mentioned before, teaches beautiful lessons about letting go. One of my favorite techniques for helping myself let go is listening to the theme song from Frozen, Let It Go. But I like to listen to it in different languages. And it's moving to me. Every time I listen to the song in a different language, how many people around the world sing that song? And the power of letting go. I wish that I wish I could tell you. I'm just learning myself. Michael Singer said he feels that learning to let go is more powerful than meditation. That's a pretty strong comment, isn't it? So his material on YouTube can be really helpful for you. Hey, Paul, welcome. Will you reconnect with your twin flame this week? And Paul. Okay, Paul, will Paul connect with his twin flame this week? Sounds like that twin flame is still burning for you, Paul. Sometimes those twin flame relationships can be very sharp and painful, huh? I can feel it. Okay, so let's look and see. Is there going to be contact this week for Paul? I just love this. 78 cards in the deck, and we pull this card. A lot of people, when they see the Lover's card, they immediately take it as a yes. But I'm just seeing shadow here. I feel like the shadow energy is very, very strong. I sense the power of the twin flame energy, and we're seeing that here. And we're seeing this beautiful archangel mediating the energy. But these two figures are standing apart. And I feel for you, Paul, that this is like one of those yes and no cards. Twin flames are very, very volatile, easily can flame up, right? Like throwing gasoline on a fire. And so it shows that there's so much crackling energy here between the two of you that I feel both of you could profit from doing some shadow work and really looking at what is out of view. Sometimes in a twin flame, the light is so bright that it's hard to find the shadow. But realistically, though, in this particular pause between you, it's merciful. You don't want to burn each other. And there's something shadowy in each of your personalities. So here's what I suggest. I love the work of a guy called The Astrology Guy. Okay, Paul? He's on YouTube, The Astrology Guy. And what he does is he gives you 10 do's and don'ts about dating a Scorpio. Okay, I'm Scorpio. He takes each of the signs and he tells the best of them and the worst of them. He says, this is what is the best of this personality that goes with the sign, and this is the worst. And he's right on for me. I'm a woman. He really nails me because he tells the strengths and he says, Scorpios are great because of these things. And date them. If you want to be with Scorpio, be with Scorpio. However, if Scorpio's not having a good day, here's the way they are. And he's so right, and I just love him. So I would do that. It helps you visit the shadow. This is true for anyone that's listening right now. If you visit your shadow, so you look at your personality type in Astrology Guy, his material. Once you can listen to him say why it's hard to date your sign, see how you feel. If you get angry about it, that's your shadow, right? But if you can nod along and say, oh yeah, busted for sure, I can be this way, that might be the best way for you to understand this twin flame relationship, okay? But this is definitely a yes and a no. I think that you guys are so attracted to one another, there may be contact, but I'm not so sure it's the best thing for you because I think both of you have some work to do with your shadows. Again, this is just a one-card reading. I do private readings. All the information is in the description box. Reach out. If you want to have several cards drawn, it'd be my privilege to read this situation. Very interesting. Okay, I saw a couple questions come in. You guys are good. I was just going to check out, but here you are. So, Paul, there you go. AR, will my boyfriend feel passion for me again? Okay, that's good. All right. So, I may look at it again. Oops, sorry. Let me just get the energy here. Will my boyfriend feel passion for me again? Okay, Gemini. All right, Gemini, let's trust our cards to give us our answer. Okay. Is that Virgo going to feel passion again for this Gemini? Okay, let's take a look. So I have a lot of energy in my throat right now. AR, yes. I have several burps that are coming up, and I feel a lot of stuck energy in my upper chest and throat. This is part of what happens for me when I'm reading for people is I actually feel the energy. Oh gosh, AR. Oh, okay, put your hand right at the top of your chest, and all of y'all who are listening, go right ahead, do the same thing. Put your hands up at the top of your chest and just press and breathe. Okay, so I feel like this is a no for you, AR. I just feel like this is a time for you to find that self-control, that there is something going on in this connection that you're not aware of, and that it's just, I feel like your intuition has already told you so clearly, compromise has happened, things are still unclear, and okay, I learned this years ago when it comes to manifesting. Guess what confusion manifests? Confusion, right? What you think about, you bring about. I just love that so much. So, as a Gemini, going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth all the time. Look at this angel pouring the water back and forth and back and forth. It's like, can't we be done with this? Like, for Pete's sake, this is never going to go anywhere. Once one cup gets empty, she lifts it up and does the other one back and forth. It almost makes me dizzy to think about it. So I would say, take care of yourself, Gemini. Take care of yourself, AR. Make sure that this connection is really what you want. It's hugely important, okay? So definitely enjoy this week. If you're obsessing, I would use that bracelet trick. Those of you who weren't here earlier, the best way to get rid of obsessing from someone is to give the person to your inner being. You just say it with your mouth. I give inner being, take so-and-so. Inner being, take this Virgo for today. I don't want to carry the weight of this Virgo. Take this Virgo. Inner being, you can have this problem. And then when you find yourself thinking about the person, you switch a bracelet to the other wrist. You can use a rubber band. And then every time it's just discipline. I don't want to think about this Virgo right now. I give my Virgo to my inner being and then go on your way. I know this feels simplistic, but it really works. I didn't learn it. I mean, I didn't make it up. I learned it from Michael Singer. Michael Singer, all over YouTube right now. You can find a gazillion recordings. Some of them are 5 minutes, some of them are 2 hours. But learn how to do this. Give your person to your inner being and and you figure out how to do the day. It sounds so simple. Don't get discouraged, but it's almost too simple. But try it, okay? Get yourself into balance. Learn some self-control. So what happens is if some of these people are just not good for us, your intuition's already telling you that. But what is that makes you go back again and again? If you've got an X is an X for a reason. So everybody, that's a wonderful affirmation. So please, if you're here, put it into the comments just to make me happy. An X is an X for a reason. If you want to go back together with an X, great. But you'd be starting again from fresh. If an X comes back to your life, you redo it. You don't go back to where you were. An X is an X for a reason. Okay, come on. Put that in the comments, you guys. An X is an X for a reason. If you fall into some booty call sex with your ex, we get it. It feels good. You know what you're getting. But the reality is, the more you can turn from that and go forward, the better off you're going to be. Okay, cool. Let's see who else is here. Pearls. Hey, Pearls. Have you been here before, Pearls? I'm thinking you have been. Mickey Ann, welcome. I don't remember having you here before, so welcome. And Paul. Paul, oh, you're welcome. I'm glad, Paul. Keep me posted. Come back next week. Let me know what's going on. Oh, by the way, you guys, come over to Facebook. I play the manifesting game over there. I would love to see you. I would love to see you join my group over there. So, Mickey Ann, will Jovan and I get back together? Recently separated. Okay. So Jovan wants to. I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm sorry. I always. Okay. We go back here. We feel into Jovan and I get back together. Okay, so there's a separation. Oh gosh, I hope that I haven't, Mickey Ann, I just did that speech about an X is an X for a reason, and I have a feeling that it caused the hair on the back of your neck to go up. But let's just see what the cards have to say for Jovan and her partner and see if that is going to, if there's going to be some sort of reconnection there. Or is it a finish, right? So are they going to be they're going to be, you know what I like? Communication. Would you mind if I change the question and say, will there be communication with that person this week? I feel that's like a good bridge. So that's what I'll put, because communication is the key, right? For sure. Okay, also, Mickey Ann, be sure to check Astrology Guy out. I just feel, I love him so much, and just be able to peek at your shadow that way, okay? Hey, Mickey Ann, well, I'm glad you're here. Excellent. Okay, so Mickey Ann, let's pick the card here for you. Yes, no, maybe so. Is there going to be communication with her person? Okay, so absolutely, hell yes. Hell to the yes. There's definite, this is not finished. See how he's holding his sword directly, just in that horizontal position, using my Lemurian crystal here for you, Mickey Ann. Hey, Pearls. But this is definitely, it's like halftime, okay? That's what I'm seeing, this is halftime. Now, when I said before about an X is an X for a reason, that's for sure, and you guys know what I'm talking about, all right? You know when you've let somebody else in, and you know your intuition's screaming at you. But sometimes you do have to go back for like a final time, like you have to give it another chance, because there's a part of you that is 100% in, right? And there's a part of your partner that's 100% in. Okay, so what I see here, I'm aware of the zipper on the coat, and I'm aware of this sword, and it's right angles. So there's definitely been some hardness here in the communication area, cut and dried. One of the people in this partnership might be like a scientist or an accountant or somebody whose brain just works better as an engineer. And the other person, it may be really a miscommunications by a long shot. So I would definitely take that quiz about the 5 love languages. Gary Chapman, it's available online. Just Google it, the love language quiz, because if you could take that, if your partner won't take it, don't worry, you can do it for them because you know your partner. But that's a great first step to getting some better communication going, is to take that quiz. It'll give you some good information. Alrighty. But I would say when the communication comes in, be heart focused, okay? There's the zipper, things are closed, there's been some hurt feelings, and it's kind of a mess and kind of cold. But the Knight of Air it's a wonderful, quick moving energy. So it just shows that there's going to be a lot going on that's not said. Okay, that's in energy. Also, check out Astrology Guy for your partner's sign and for your sign, and listen to why it's hard to date yourself. Please, okay, if there's anything you guys can do, it's find out why it's hard to date yourself. Okay, I don't like it. I'm telling you, the downside of Scorpio, I am the snark queen. I can cut you off better than a guillotine. Okay, my tongue can harm people. My tongue also teaches people, right? It's my tongue. But the reality is I have to learn how to use my energy, and I can be misunderstood in a relationship. I just think I'm being direct, and they think I'm cutting off their arm. So when I go to astrology guy and I listen to him, and I listen to him tell about why it's hard to be with me, I change. So please do that, will you? Also, I love to do these kinds of readings where I could lay cards for you and for your partner, and you could get some real information here. So private readings, everything you need to know is in the description box below. But hopefully you will find some curves around these angles, okay? That was a fun reading. You guys are yeah, this is not done, Mickey Ann. This is not done, is it? Atta girl. And do please come over to Facebook and join the manifesting game over there if you're on Facebook, so we can keep getting to know one another. Okay, I hear myself rushing, and I'm going to slow down. Okay, so if you want to enter the contest, if you want to get a free reading, I just noticed that Apple was trying to enter the contest. And Apple, to enter the contest, you need to send me an email. You do not put it in a comment, because that doesn't count. I get to be the queen of the game. So what you do is, the email address is tarotinfoplease@gmail.com, and you put into the email which object is new on my table today, and then I will email you back and give you the details of your reading. Okie dokie. And now we have a couple more questions. Let's see, Pearls and Nada is here. Pearls is next. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Pearls, will me and Alexander get back together? And then no contact right now. Okay. Oh, I'm Pearls. You guys, all this business, this energy I feel around me about an X is an X for a reason. There really is. And also just the idea, even the theme of today's reading, where what we talked about was move slow and really get to know the people that you're getting involved with, both in business and in love. And these cards have been reflective of that. So, Pearls wants to know if there is still life in this connection. Is there still a spark between these two? Let's find out what card. Here's Pearl's card right here. Okay, so, Pearls, there's a part of you that feels remarkable as a single. Okay, let's just take a look. There's a part of you that thrives when you have a chance to be your true self. There's a part of you that is tired of being alone. I mean, duh. But that part, look at her. There's just this is her world in that garden. There's nobody there but her. So I feel like in your case, an X is an X for a reason. And I would say that there is not a spark here. Now, I want to go on and say, and I honestly, just so you understand where I'm coming from, I've been writing love and romance advice for over 20 years. And I have listened to so many stories. And so many times people will go back with an ex, they're compelled, they can't help it. They don't even know why they're doing it. Their intuition is screaming at them, but they just need to see them one more time. And then when it goes bad, they run home and go, fuck, why did I do that, right? So for those of you who've had that kind of situation, this is for you. I had a real difficult no contact situation with my ex, and I had to be brutal about it, 0 contact. But he still thought he loved me, or he would tell me that. But I know that he one time, get this, you guys, he bought a Christmas gift for his ex-wife and didn't get me one. I mean, when I look back on it, I'm shocked that I was okay with that. I mean, I wasn't really okay with it, but I felt so trapped. I didn't see how I could get out. And that was like in 2008 and 9, 10 back then. Can you believe that? And I was financially dependent a little on him, so I had to find a way to be single. But a part of me was hurting so bad. I wanted to hurt someone. How can you give a wife to your fucking ex that you hated and not for me, right? So anyway, I don't usually use the F word, so my apologies. Now, this is my energy, I know, because I am very content to be with myself unless somebody comes that will respect me properly. But for you, though, I would say that it's saying that if this person is for you, and this is what I did for my terrible person, I had to open a door for myself to let him back in because I didn't know for sure. I mean, on 1 minute he would say he loves me, and the next minute, not, he'd be mean, right? So I decided if I was going to give him another chance, if this man, or this person, I'm so sorry, if this person deserves another chance, what would they say to you? What words would come out of their mouth that for sure you would know they were different, and you would say, yes, I will have a conversation. I'm not going to go back with them. But if they come back to me, I'm open for a conversation. Because if it would reignite, it would have to be brand new, a brand new spark. This is how I tried to help myself. This is the first sentence I made up. Catherine, I am so sorry that I bought my wife a Christmas present. I am so sorry I bought my ex-wife a Christmas present that year. It must have really hurt your feelings. If he said that to me, I'd say, let's have coffee. Okay, here's another one. Catherine, I've been in the 12 Steps program for 6 months now, and I am so sorry for the things I did because I see now how selfish I was. Hell yes, I'll have coffee with him. And this is the third one. Catherine, after a couple months of therapy, my heart is broken. I would give anything to have coffee with you. Hell yes, I'd walk back in that door. Hell yes. But if it's the same old, I'm done. Well, get this. Christmas Day of 2021, Christmas Day. My ex, no contact, contacted me. I hadn't heard from him in 5 years since our divorce. No kidding. And on Christmas Day, he wrote me a flirty, inappropriate email. My heart just went up into my chest, into my throat. I felt it physically like a shock. And you know what I did? I thought, I'm not letting that screwball ruin my Christmas. I walked to my phone and set it up, and I recorded my first reading. It was I should post it. It's posted back there. My very first tarot reading on video happened on Christmas Day of 2021. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea what would happen, but I used that fearful energy to launch something new that was for me. And so I would say to all y'all, if you're trying to get away from someone who has not been kind to you, try that technique. Write down 2 or 3 sentences. What would you need to hear from your person to know that they are serious, that they've changed, and they want to start again, okay? A strong reading, but you know what? We have to protect ourselves. If we don't know where our line in the sand is, if we don't know how to say no, stay out. This is my part. This part of my world is mine. Keep your hands out, and also respect. Again, I mentioned a resource earlier, Pearls. Steve Harvey has a book, and it's about think like a man and act like a lady or something like that. But he has those 3 Ps that if you're with and partner, gender doesn't matter here, because there is a stronger personality that generally, and there's this mix of strong personality and soft personality. The strong personality has to be committed, according to Steve Harvey, and I like it, to provide, protect, and proclaim. A lot of guys will be very good at the providing, throwing the gifts, here's some jewelry, I'll take you out to eat. But he won't take you around and say, this is my woman. right? So what's that? So Steve Harvey, check out that book. I think it'll be helpful for you, okay? And X is an X for a reason. Not one of you guys put it in the comments yet. Come on, somebody's got to feel me. An X is an X for a reason. Write me a comment. Join that energy. Make them have to earn their way back, for God's sake. Okay. Nada. Welcome, Nada. Okay, Nada wants to know. Will Mustafa see you tonight? That's a brave question, Nada. Will Mustafa see you tonight? Okay, well, Sunday, let's see, what do we have for Nada? Oops, my eyes keep going back to this card. Oh, yay, Mickey Ann! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because an X is an X for a reason. The reason might be so you never see them again, but the reason probably is so you reconsider your own heart, your own needs, and make sure that you're attracting what you want, right? I personally, I am that Nine of Pentacles. I'm just thriving in my life right now. As I date and as I incorporate new people into my life, they will be the better partner for me than 10, 15, 20 years ago. I simply did not know what would fulfill me deeply, and now I do. And I enjoy the process of getting to know people. Hugs to you, Mickey Ann. Air hug. Okay, where am I? Nada. Sorry, Nada, I got interrupted. Nada and Mustafa. Is that going to happen tonight? And I would say this is a no energy, interestingly. I feel like what's happening right now is that there is this mix of energy, this mix of soft and hard, this mix of harsh and relaxed that, oh gosh, somebody wants to control a situation that can't be controlled. Okay, so what this is showing me is that what's more important about whether or not you and Mustafa see each other tonight, it's the courage to let that go. For example, Nada, what if you said to yourself, if it's in divine order, if it's part of the universal plan for both of us that we see each other tonight, I'm all for it, right? This trying to pin down a partner to a particular action. Okay, so you're thinking the best way for me to know that Mustafa is caring about me, the best way is for him to see me tonight. Okay, and I would say, how do you know? I mean, he may have a whole different idea. And as he puts together his thoughts, as he thinks about you, what he wants to do, how he wants to connect with you, you're limiting it. Can you see that? You're like saying, squeezing all of your desire into a speck. So what I would say is, okay, well, all right, thank you for sharing that. So that's part of what's calling. There's this conflict going on right now that demands for you to be patient, and it demands for you to be sure what you want. Okay, an X is an X for a reason. Seems to be a theme for us tonight. Again, if this has fallen apart, your best bet is to let it go. If it's going to come back, let it happen organically. Let this lion walk away. Let him. Who cares? There are a gazillion partner people out there, okay? So what this is saying is just put on your big girl panties, go out to the club, wherever you're going tonight, and if he's there, be pleasant. I like the word civil, CIVIL, just being polite. Just pleasant and polite. Hey, how you doing? But if they're not interested, let it go. Go to, again, I keep giving the astrology guy a lot of leads this morning because he's so good. But go to whatever sign you are, go to astrology guy and read why it's hard to date yourself. I mean, if once you listen to him say why you're wonderful, because you are, but watch what your downside is. He tells why it's hard to date yourself. And I used the example before because when I get annoyed with somebody, I'm not at my best and nobody wants to be with me. Okay. So for you to look at your own shadow in the astrology guide, look what's hard about dating yourself. And then you'll see yourself through this person's eyes. An X is an X for a reason 99.9% of the time. And if you're brave, like Mickey was brave, put it in the comments. Go ahead, put it in. Let these old people go. I'm not a real big fan of like when they say get your ex back. I don't resonate with that. I mean, to me, learn what you needed to learn and walk on. Who needs them? I don't mean to sound like that because some of you may feel like it's your soulmate that walked away from you, but I just don't feel like that happens. I feel like there's so many people, if you turn your focus and walk on to somebody else. Also, Abraham Hicks, you guys know I love them. Use the YouTube search and look for Abraham Hicks soulmate and just look what they say. I mean, honestly, I think you're going to be really surprised about manifesting soulmates and what it is truly. Abraham Hicks manifesting a soulmate, and watch and see what they have to say, okay? Anybody else? Question before I go? Let's see. La, la, la. Thank you, Mickey, for putting that in there. It's hard to write it, though, isn't it? Because a part of us does feel like, well, how bad was it? I mean, they were kind of nice. I know they did some good things, but it really isn't. Okay, pearls. Okay, Alexander. All right, I think that's it. Okay, any other questions? Yes, no, maybe so. Before I take off, we've almost been here an hour and a half already. Oh, no wonder I'm getting hungry. But I just love you guys. Thank you so much. Once again, if you are new here, I'm Catherine. Please come back and visit me. Hit the thumbs up and the subscribe. It lets YouTube know about me and we can continue to grow our family here at Fish Out of Water. I do give a free reading away, at least one every week. All you have to do is take a look at my table, compare it to last week, and you can email me and let me know what you notice is different. And if you're correct, I'd be happy to pull cards for you. All right, you'll find all my contact information in the description box below. Please come back next Sunday. I would love to see you then, and go forth and prosper. Have an absolutely wonderful week. Be the love that you're looking for, guys. See you then. Bye.